To take refuge does not mean to escape. It does not mean to hide or run away from the world. It means to rest in something that is always here, something that does not change. In Buddhism, we speak of taking refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. But behind those words, there is a deeper meaning. We are not just turning to a teacher, a teaching, or a community. We are turning toward truth. Many people search for peace in things that come and go. Money, success, relationships, they rise and fall. They bring happiness for a time, and then they leave. This is the nature of the world. If we seek shelter in these things, we are always uncertain. We are like someone building a house on the waves. True refuge is not outside of us. It is not a place we can find on a map. It is a shift in how we see. When we take refuge in awareness, we are learning to stay with what is present without fighting or clinging. We recognize that there is a part of our experience that simply knows, that is awake, even when our thoughts are confused or our emotions are strong. This awareness is quiet. It does not shout, but it is steady. It is not broken by joy or sorrow. It does not pick sides. To take refuge in awareness is to return to this quiet center again and again. Not to control life, but to rest in what is real. This is not a path of escape. It is a path of courage. And it begins when we stop looking outside and start listening to what is already here. Awareness is not something we create. It is not something we need to earn or build. It is already here. It has always been here. We often miss it because we are so focused on the content of life, our thoughts, our plans, our memories. But awareness is not any of those things. It is the space in which they appear. Think of the sky. Clouds come and go. Storms may cover the sky for days, but the sky itself is not damaged. It is open, wide, and free. Awareness is like this. Emotions, worries, pleasures, they all pass through. But awareness remains. You may ask, where is this awareness? It is not far. It is what is looking through your eyes right now. It is what hears these words. It is not the voice in your head, but the presence that knows the voice is speaking. It is very close. But we often overlook it because it is so simple. Sometimes people think they must feel calm or special to connect with awareness. That is not true. Even when we feel tired, angry, or confused, awareness is still here. It does not leave. It does not judge. It does not try to fix anything. It simply knows what is happening. To notice awareness, we do not need to add anything. We only need to stop for a moment. Just notice what is here, right now. Not the story, not the opinion, but the simple fact that something is awake in this moment. This is the nature of awareness, always present, always open, and never afraid. When we recognize this, even for a second, something inside us relaxes. We begin to understand that we are not lost. We are already home. Much of our suffering comes from illusions, not because life is cruel, but because we misunderstand what we see. We think the world must be a certain way to make us happy. We believe our thoughts are always true. We chase comfort and we fear pain. But these are habits, not truth. An illusion is something that looks real, but is not. When we take a thought like, I am not good enough, or I must be in control, we often believe it completely. We feel it in our body. It shapes how we speak and how we act. But if we stop and look closely, we may see that it is just a passing idea, not a fact. It comes and goes like a shadow. Taking refuge in awareness means we begin to see these illusions for what they are. We stop feeding them with energy. We do not need to fight them. We simply recognize them. And in that moment of recognition, they lose their power. The mind is full of stories. Some are painful, some are sweet, but all of them are temporary. When we get caught in these stories, we feel small and separate. We forget the quiet presence that is always here, the awareness that sees without judgment. When we see through illusion, even for a short time, something becomes clear. We notice space around our experience. A thought may still arise, but we are not inside it. A fear may still appear, but it does not control us. This is the beginning of freedom, not by changing everything outside, but by seeing clearly inside. The illusions lose their grip, and we begin to remember who we really are. Many people think that spiritual life happens only in special places, on a mountain, in a temple, or during quiet times. But real practice happens in daily life. The way we move through an ordinary day is our true path. When we wash dishes, drive to work, or talk with someone, we have a choice. We can move through these moments on autopilot, always trying to get to the next thing. Or we can be here, just as it is. Taking refuge in awareness means we remember that each moment is complete. Nothing is missing. There is no need to change our life to begin. You don't have to quit your job or go live in silence. You can begin right where you are, standing in line at the store, sitting at your desk, walking down the street. These are all perfect places to wake up. Awareness does not need silence or peace to appear. It is with you in noise, in confusion, in boredom. The key is not to wait for the right moment. The key is to notice what is happening now, and to rest in the simple knowing of it. This way of living is gentle, but powerful. It slowly shifts how we relate to the world. We stop reacting so quickly. We stop needing things to go our way. We begin to respond with clarity. When daily life becomes our path, we stop separating the sacred from the ordinary. We see that everything, even traffic, even spilled coffee, can lead us back to awareness. Not because they are special, but because we are present. And when we are present, the path opens beneath our feet, wherever we are. Inside each of us there is a stillness. It is not the silence of no sound. It is a deeper quiet, a calm that does not depend on what is happening around us. This stillness is always here, but most of the time we do not trust it. We are used to noise. We are used to movement. Stillness feels unfamiliar or even uncomfortable. But this stillness is not empty. It is full of life. It holds everything without resistance. It does not push anything away. When we begin to trust it, we discover that it can carry us through difficulty, through change, and through uncertainty. In our daily life, we often reach outside for answers. We ask others what to do. We search for plans and guarantees. But when we stop for a moment and listen deeply, we may hear something more honest, something quiet but steady. This voice does not come from fear. It comes from stillness. To trust this stillness does not mean we stop acting or making choices. It means we act from a deeper place, not rushed, not confused, but clear. This is not always easy. Our habits pull us back into noise, but over time, we learn to return. Sometimes we think we must always be doing something to make progress. But taking refuge in awareness means we also learn how to be still, how to rest without needing to fix, prove, or improve. The stillness within is not a goal. It is a home. When we begin to trust it, even a little, we find that we are not lost. We have always been supported by something quiet, steady, and unshakable. Living from awareness does not mean that life becomes perfect. It does not mean we no longer face problems or feel pain. But it changes the way we move through the world. We are no longer trapped by every emotion, thought, or situation. We have a place inside that is steady, even when the surface is not. When we live from awareness, we become less reactive. We don't get pulled so easily into fear or anger. We listen more deeply. We speak more gently. We find space between the moment something happens and how we respond. And in that space, there is freedom. This way of living is not always easy. We forget. We fall back into old habits. But awareness does not judge us. It welcomes us again and again. Each moment is a chance to return, to be here, to be real, to be open. As we live from this place, others may feel it too. Not because we try to teach them, but because something about our presence feels different. Not special or better, just grounded, sincere, and at peace. Before I end, I want to say thank you. Your support, through likes, subscribing, kind comments, super thanks, and joining as a member, is truly appreciated. It helps make these teachings possible and allows us to keep sharing this path together. If any part of these words has touched something in you, I'm deeply grateful. It is an honor to walk even a small step beside you on this path. May your days be steady and your heart remain open to what is real.